Bangkok, the capital of a country known for its beautiful landscapes, beaches, and fantastic cuisine. It's a city brimming with both ancient and modern culture, but it also hosts an environment that some might call an urbanist nightmare. My name is Nick. I believe that being able to walk somewhere safely is a basic necessity. Subscribe for regular content. Quick disclaimer, this is not a critique of Thailand or its people. I loved my time in the country and met wonderful individuals. This is an exploration in the human experience in Bangkok, its built environment, and how Thailand, like many Southeast Asian countries, is adopting some of the West's worst urban planning lessons. Let's start with the most glaring issue, walkability. It's the lowest common denominator that should be the highest priority for any urban environment. Yet, I don't think I have ever been somewhere so consistently hostile to pedestrians. Now, as soon as you step into the streets, you will notice the sidewalks are often narrow, blocked by parked cars and debris, or simply non-existent. And even when they do exist, they are full of issues. For instance, take the Golden Mount, a cultural landmark and tourist destination. The surrounding sidewalk, while decent, has no curb cuts, forcing those with mobility issues into the streets, or at least with an extra challenge. Where curb cuts do exist, pedestrian crossings are often inadequate. Here's an example, a crosswalk on a 3-lane, one-way street with merging traffic on the left, through traffic coming over a blind bridge and cars with blackout tinted windows. Crossing here is enough to get plenty of folks to quit walking. Though sometimes flaggers help pedestrians navigate the most dangerous crossings, like this 4-lane Strode. And while I love bridges, I despise those dedicated to the pedestrian. They lack accessibility, making trips even more challenging for those with mobility issues, while also making any trip on foot longer than it could otherwise be. This is car infrastructure, and it's a big middle finger to anyone walking or rolling. Though this is an opportunity to experience the full assault of traffic noise and pollution, a mere glimpse of the 10 million cars and motorbikes that call Bangkok home. And the city could be the epitome of motordom, but there are some exceptions we'll explore later. For now, just listen to this. Gas-guzzling cars, diesel trucks, tuk-tuks, and two-stroke motorbikes dominate the streets, creating a cacophony of noise and a pervasive stink of exhaust fumes. And the stench is constant, making it unbearable at times. But even as you leave the airport, you see the evidence of the car addiction, sprawling suburbs and massive elevated freeways filled with speeding traffic. As you approach the city, condo towers with numerous parking levels dominate the skyline. Here, motorized transport is king, and I must note, while motorbikes are more space efficient, they are not micromobility devices. No micromobility device emits toxic fumes, unless you count the side effects of eating broccoli and beans. Bangkok regularly ranks among the world's most polluted cities, with much of that pollution stemming from transportation emissions. And in 2021, air pollution was responsible for nearly 30,000 deaths, surpassing road fatalities. Which is pretty terrifying when you find out that Thailand ranks first in Southeast Asian countries for traffic deaths, or ninth in the world, with a rate that is nearly twice the global average. At this point, you might wonder, where are the bikes? I asked the same question. In fact, the first time I saw bikes was part of an art installation, an homage to the two-wheeled wonders of days gone by, when rickshaws, streetcars, pedestrians, and cyclists filled the streets. But like most cities around the world, cars took over, and by the late 1970s, Bangkok became known as the city of traffic disaster. In the dense streets of a developing nation's capital, bicycles are rare, and if walking is hazardous and unpleasant, so is cycling. This pushes people to motorbikes and cars, further enraging the vicious cycle. And I had planned to ride a bicycle in the streets, but after walking around, I decided it wasn't worth it. The noise, the smell, hot and humid air makes cycling unbearable. Sidewalks are off limits, so cyclists have to brave the dangerous streets. This local was the only person I caught riding a bike on camera. Now, I did see some hints of cycling infrastructure, like a sharrow and a bike path, but it seems attempts to promote active transportation have been token at best. For instance, during a car-free day event, officials arrived in cars, and parking was offered for free so folks could drive to a car-free day. And no, this is not The Onion. Bicycles are seen as toys. While there is a lot to criticize, Bangkok does have some redeeming qualities. The mass transit system is quite good, serving 1.7 million riders a day with over 260 kilometers of coverage, and plans for expansion. You can even take the train to the airport, which is not to be overlooked, as many North American airports are 100% car dependent. There are walkable places, mainly markets and touristy streets, filled with people day and night. But most interestingly to me, there are hints of micromobility popping up. Electric scooters can be spotted from time to time. Bike share, while I didn't see it being used, was scattered throughout the city as well. And with proper investment in safe infrastructure, electrified micromobility can be made a legitimate alternative to motorbikes and driving. Another good, Bangkok doesn't have an elevated highway along the Chao Phraya River, which is a positive. However, continuous access to the waterfront is non-existent, and diesel fumes from long-tail boats is less than ideal. Lastly, unlike most American cities, the downtown hasn't been bulldozed to make way for massive parking lots. However, they seem to be hell-bent on continuing with investments in highway expansion. A budget of nearly $20 billion is earmarked for next year's plans, and there are no signs of slowing. In the end, my eyes have been opened. I have a newfound gratitude for some of what we have in North America, and empathy for the circumstances that many face daily in Bangkok and around the world. Overall, Bangkok is not unique in Southeast Asia. Similar scenes can be found in cities like Manila, Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, and Hanoi. So, Bangkok could be worse, but it could also be so much better. Whether or not it's an urbanist nightmare, I'll leave that for you to decide. With that, my name is Nick. Thanks for watching.